G'day, ZiggyD here, and welcome back for Diablo 3's patch 2.1. This is a pretty big expansion pack that's been on the PTR for quite a while now, and it brings with us seasons that'll be starting up in a few days, and probably the biggest thing is the new Greater Rifts and Legendary Gems that are the reward for those Greater Rifts. This is a new competitive Rift style system where you're against the time instead of just taking it at your own pace. All of the loot comes at the end. There's no loot in the actual rift, and the objective is to try and get into the highest possible difficulty rift that you can and do it in the quickest time possible. So you might start off in Greater Rift level 1 and you progress through that. It's very easy, you beat the timer by a great deal, and then you move into some of the higher ones. It gets harder and harder and harder until it eventually gets harder than Torment 6 and even further than that. And eventually it becomes impossible for you to beat it before the timer. This is a really nice addition to Diablo 3, so I'm eager to show it off in this video. And this is just going to be a casual commentary style video showing off the new system. I'll be listening to some Windswept, which you'll be able to see the song title down in the bottom right there. And this is some pretty awesome free music that you guys can download down in the description below as well. I'll also be playing on my Torment 6 Demon Hunter using the Marauder 6-piece set. I'm using still a setup from pre this patch, but it should work still fine anyway. So, I did do a rift just before this and earn myself a Keystone of Trials. In Torment or above rifts, you have a chance of getting one of these Keystones of Trial, which allow you to open up a Greater Rift. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, it's all colourful. Let's do this. So first you get put into this realm of trials where they challenge you to kill things as quickly as possible. We better start putting down our turrets just here. And the idea is to gauge how strong you are as a character. So we'll just duck over here. I do believe I have steady aim on my character, so I do need to try and keep my distance just a little bit. I'm gonna get all my turrets down. I'll pop my pets there. Still have to remember how to play my character. Got a bit of a warm up in the rift beforehand. But I like that they added this, because last time I played on the PTR, instead you just ran a normal version of the Greater Rift first, and it wasn't, it wasn't very exciting. It was super easy, and you just kind of smashed through it, and then it put you in a difficulty. This is probably a more accurate way of gauging it, and it's kind of cool too, having like this kind of survival style wave thing. So let's see how we go. We're in 5 waves so far, time remaining. I guess it sees how far you can actually get in the waves. I haven't played this little gauge mode thing here. So I should actually be using my spike traps too. I'm using Shannon Bolter, which attracts minions or mobs to the spike traps when you lay them down. So it's good to group up mobs so that the cluster arrows from my sentries can hit them. I can also throw down some of my own multi-shots as well when I have a bit of a gap. I've got all my turrets down, so I might as well do that. Let's keep it going. Oh, wave 6. Oh. Gonna be close. We can make it further than that. Oh, there's one more guy over there.
Hatred is too low.
Oh, okay, alright. It put us we just missed out on getting into the next one. And that gives us rank 20 stone Greater Rift. That's a pretty big jump straight into there. Now, you can kind of cheese this a little bit if you want to get a lot of the legendary gems really quickly, at least the base level ones of them. They tend to drop after you kill the Greater Rift, so you could do really poorly in this particular challenge just here, and start at like Greater Rift level 5 or something, and then work your way up slowly through that by, kind of purposefully holding yourself back, not exposing your true power. But we'll jump into it. This is more of a for fun run through and show you guys how the system works. Also, it's a cool new purple portal. We get some rewards there. Now we get to chuck in our level 26 Greater Rift Keystone. From memory in the PTR, this should be a bit under Torment 6. So this should be a bit easier than the previous rift I did. So you'll see there's a progress bar here, and there's a 15-minute timer. So we have to try and get to the boss and kill the boss. We have to get the boss to spawn by filling up the progress meter, and then we have to kill the boss in the timer to be able to progress to the next difficulty of Greater Rift. So we've got to kind of move far. So far the time is beating us, but we haven't found many mobs yet. So hopefully once we find some more mobs, we'll be okay. Where are you guys? Where are they all hiding? Oh man, there's a couple there, but that's not very many. Pretty high HP. This must be pretty close to Torment 6. Not sure exactly where the actual breakpoints are. Alright, let's pop these guys down. I should be putting these turrets. I just switched over to these slowing turrets in Cull the Weak. I should be putting them on top of the mobs so that the slowing effect procs Cull the Weak as well, which causes mobs to take more damage when they're being slowed by any sort of slowing effect. So that's a pretty good idea just there. Yeah, looks like they're going down okay. This feels close to Torment 6, might be a little bit below. You'll see these little purple baubles just here. Those are progress bars and they give you a boost. They drop from goblins and they drop from elites as well. Is this just a normal white pack of these dudes? I think it is. We'll let our turrets kill those guys and we'll get out of here. We want to try and find the next large pack, the next elite pack. So you'll notice no loot is dropping, and this is to... I watched a developer interview kind of thing where they basically said that the reason for that was that in their testing they discovered that people, as loot was dropping, they were feeling, you know, compelled to stop and pick up the loot, and they were kind of losing timer, and they didn't really feel like they were, you know, going as hard as they could because they were compelled to slow down by the loot. So they thought, we'll give you guys like all of the loot at the end, so you can just focus on killing stuff as fast as possible. Also, this song is awesome. But so far we're just keeping up with the progress bar. We might not get into too many higher rifts. Maybe I should have taken it a bit easier on the challenge thing beforehand. But let's see what we can do. I don't think I don't have tactical advantage. Oh no! It's a waste. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. Oh man. Oh man. All right, we're gonna run around this way. No, we got tricked by the loop. Uh oh. Rip. Rip. All right, we can do this. We can do this. Amped up music. I believe. As long as we kind of, if we get some good pack density, we'll be okay. And if like, I don't know if they removed pylons or not. I think they probably have. The pylons were super cheesy in the PTR. Let's get these guys some easy kills down there. Alright, let's keep going. No time to stop. Alright, next level. The next level is going to be our savior. The next level is going to be better. Screw killing that guy. We need to find bigger packs. Bigger packs. I think there's definitely merit to like skipping stuff that's going to take forever to kill, or stuff that is just like, you know, a one-off mob like that. Instead, moving on to the next pack, because these guys here, these are the ones that are going to give us like a lot more of that progress baubles just there. I'm going to pop smoke screen so I can go in and get that straight away. There we go. Now we're catching back up. If we're catching up, that means we should be able to surpass it with continued good play. Which I'm sorry you won't see too much of that. Excellent high quality plays. A little bit rusty at the old Diablo action, but I've been very eager for this patch. I am a little bit disappointed that it dropped so close to Path of Exile's Forsaken Master, so I want to play both of them so much, especially with the ladders of the seasons coming up in a couple of days. It's a very tough decision how I allocate my time when I want to play both games. Need to invent cloning machine to clone myself so I can play both games. And then somehow mind meld at the end. Oh, look at our progress now. So we've got a sick density room now. Obviously this is very beholden to RNG, and the top of the top leaderboards will be like the best several players, or the best, you know, dozen players. And then it'll be, you know, the ones that get the really good RNG or can do something just slightly better in a rift. I know on the PTR, ones that got pylons and stuff were like, all of the top ones were pylons, so I'm sure they've removed those. But, you know, still monster density is still going to play a big factor. Looks like going very well now. Yeah, got heaps of progress now. As soon as you get those larger packs and keep things rolling, it goes pretty smoothly. Oh, how good is this music though? I got an email from the creator Windswept. It's pronounced Windswept or Windswept, and I got an email from him not too long ago. A couple days ago, and he said he was, you know, he'd love to have me play his music on stream, and I've been looking for sort of like fantasy style music, stuff without too much vocals, or stuff that was, you know, obviously copyright friendly with all of the copyright apocalypse and stuff on YouTube and Twitch, and I've always been pretty careful with those things. So having this guy with like this huge library of awesome fantasy music was like, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. There's a good mixture of like really kind of like metal battle music and then nice ambient music, and then some nice chill pieces like this one just here. But it's so good for action RPG gaming. it's all free. I don't know how he makes such high quality music and then just gives it away for free. It's crazy. But it's obviously a guy doing what he loves. Alright, oh, this part's a bit sketchy. As long as my turrets keep firing, that's the good thing. That is the strength of the Marauder 6-piece setup. The Sentry turret. I always call them turrets, but they're sentries. I know, and I always annoy people when I do that. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, teddy bears! Oh, teddy bears! I think our progress bar will fly through the roof with the teddy bear rift. Also, they give out little cupcakes. What bros? Teddy bears! Yeah, that's the real strength of the Sentry setup, the Marauder 6 setup, is that even when you have to, like, you know, dodge all the stuff that's trying to kill you, because in the later rifts, like in the 30 to 40 rifts, you will get one-shot by most things. So it gets ridiculously hard. So being able to continuing, you know, keep the DPS going while you're dodging is very powerful, and that's why this is a very powerful spec and why it's the dominant end game Demon Hunter setup. Let's group those guys up. So the spike traps lure them. It's reasonably reliable. Sometimes they kind of ignore them. But when they do lure them together, it's a big force multiplier, because if you're getting cluster arrows to hit 3 mobs instead of 1 mob, you know, like 3 of the champ pack instead of 1 of the champ pack, you're doing a lot more total damage. Your total effective DPS is higher, so it feels good. You get pretty good XP doing these grey rifts as well, especially because you're usually going pretty quickly. It doesn't look like I'm running fast because I'm not playing like a Volt spec, and I often feel that way, like I feel like I'm playing so much slower. But when I was playing like my Volt cluster arrow spec, I was hammering the Torment 3, Torment 4 max, and I felt like I was going very fast. But then when I switched over to this, and even without, like, I don't have like Bombardier's rucksack, even without like the optimal gear, still super powerful, ridiculously strong spec. I'm hoping for a little bit more diversity in the future for Demon Hunters, but for now this is pretty fun to play. I could do a couple months of this. Maybe they can bring in some extra interesting Demon Hunter legendaries that maybe drop in the seasons, perhaps. Also, the new legendary gems can add quite a lot to the gameplay too. The ones I saw in the PTR were really interesting, and you could certainly build a character around them, and they're certainly worth like sacrificing like some crit damage on a ring to be able to get a socket to be able to put it on there. So pretty potent, and pretty build defining as well. Some of them, and some of them are just like they'll just enhance your regular build. These guys are a little bit awkward here. Let's get out into the open so we're not trapped in that corner so much. Oh, Wall of Mortar! Fantastic for Demon Hunters, right? Right? So good. Oh, the progress bars, but yeah, we're absolutely killing the progress now. Struggled at the early part there because of the wrong turn. Took a bit of a wrong turn, but it's all pulled through, and definitely helped along by the teddy bear action. Nothing like badass demonic teddy bears from hell. Just to let you know that you're playing a Blizzard game. They do like their humor. All right, smashing these teddy bears. They seem so harmless. Apart from the elites with mortar and stuff, the general one, like the normal ones, they seem so harmless. It's like, oh, do I have to kill them? Come on, they're not gonna hurt me or anything. These ones are not. Molten fire chains. Those guys are not gonna cause any problems. Also, because I'm using I've got all the pets there. They're doing a good job of tanking. Oh, bloody teddy bear head. Oh man. Oh, the pan flute's in full force as well. There is some good sweet pan flute action. I do enjoy some quality pan flute action. Alright, the boss is spawning. I'm gonna have to switch to some serious metal music for the boss spawn, because we're about to get the boss. Here he is. Yes. Yes, Erathon, who is one of those annoying charging dudes from Act 4. At least he's not shielded like they are. But let's put some DPS out ourselves as well. This guy might level us too when we kill him. He's not too difficult. The pets, man, Spider Bro is tanking like a boss. Spider Bro, live! I'm gonna get the... Oh, if I get the health globe, he's not gonna die. Oh man, pets are owning it. He's got no hope. What are your even other abilities, man? You got nothing. You've got absolutely nothing. Whoa! There's the charge. Does he have missile dampening? Oh, he does have missile dampening. Whoa, I almost got one shot actually by a Nova. Oh! Sweet loots. Oh yeah. Oh, Danetta's boots. What do we got there? And we got 2 gems as well. Yes. We have Let's ID the boots first. The music was definitely appropriate. I think it helped with the RNG too. Natalia's! How are these guys? Dexterity or resist armor, strafe damage? Not too bad, I'll keep those. What else we got? I think there's a Bojanglers or Bojanglers. Mr. Bojanglers. They're a salvage for sure. But here's our legendary gems. Let's check them out. So basically you only want to get like one of each legendary gem, I think. I think there's ways to trick it into getting additional ones if you want them for ults or something, but what do we got? We got Invigorating Gemstone. While under crowd controlling effects, reduce all damage taken by 30%. Heal for 20% of maximum life when hit by a crowd controlling effect. Very tanky oriented gem. Would be pretty nice for hardcore, for like a barbar or something like that, but it doesn't seem too crazy. Now I believe you have to rank them up. I'll explain this after this one actually. Bane of the Powerful. Gain 20% increased damage for 30 seconds after killing an elite pack. Increased damage against elites by 15%. This one's really good because just that rank 25 secondary, so ignoring the primary, just that secondary, the damage against elites, that's like a Stone of Jordan. I mean, that's like, you know, part of a Stone of Jordan at least, but you guys probably know how strong the damage against elites is, especially when you're spending most of your time fighting them in Greater Rifts. So any increased damage there is fantastic. It's a big multiplier. And 20% increased damage, then you can roll that forwards into future things. Now, I believe what happens is you rank these guys up by completing Greater Rifts by talking to the NPC, Urshi, who spawns, and you can then have a chance of upgrading it, and there are some risks associated with that, which we'll experiment with. And I believe ranking them up also increases the general power of the gem as well. It might increase the stats of the primary affix. I don't know, let's explore. It has changed a bit since I played it in the PTR last. So we have Upgrade Gem, Upgrade Keystone. So, I think we want to select your ward above to see the full description. Choose this and you will earn a Greater Rift Keystone. Choose this to end your Greater Rift run with a chance to upgrade a legendary gem. Ah, they've made it a decision now. That's very cool. Okay. Previously, you just had to fail to unlock Urshi and have her, you know, do a upgrading of gems. So now you get a choice. We can take the upgraded gem, and the strength of your upgrading, or the chance of it being successful and how successful it is, depends on how far you've made it in the Greater Rifts. So let's go ahead and go to a Greater Rift Keystone, rank 27. We'll do another one, guys. We'll do another one. Alright, so we can head back to town now. So we don't get to upgrade our gems this time, but maybe we'll get some better gems in the next one, and then maybe we'll upgrade them after that. Let's talk to Auric here. Oh, there's the level. And we've got a Paragon point to spend. Defense, or I'll get some life. Actually, now that Demon Hunters have been changed, armor is now far better. Generally, before I was playing an evasion life stacking character, like a dodge life stacking character, but since dodge has been removed, 0, we now have armor instead. Armor scaling and mitigation is a bit more important. So you want that balance of life and mitigation. Okay, let me go salvage these Bojanglers. Nah, we're just going. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, rank 27. Let's do this. So you can do this very competitively. There are leaderboards. If I press Shift L, well, it's gonna take too long to load. we're gonna focus. We're gonna do this. But you can press Shift L to open up the leaderboards, and you can see the competitive side of things. So trying to make it as far as you can and get the fastest times possible. So you can compete in that, or now you have the decision instead of just doing the Greater Rifts for the legendary gems essentially. So you can instead, you know, get as far as you want, as you're comfortable with, or as you want to be able to gamble on your gems upgrading. And then you take that option instead. So that's pretty cool. And now it should have pretty widespread appeal, so it's not just a feature for the people who are, you know, want into the competitive side of things. That elite kill damage would have been pretty useful just there. But looks like our progress is just ahead of the timer, so we're doing well so far. I think we should be able to do this one just fine. It only jumped up 1 difficulty. In the past, if you cleared very quickly with a big gap, and I think we did, then it would usually jump several difficulties, so I'm not sure if that's still a thing, or whether it goes up 1 by 1 now. Interesting if that happens. If so, then if you do want to get as high as possible, then you do want to really smash that first trial as much as possible. That was a fast elite kill, which means lots of progress. I believe the amount of progress you get is dependent on the life of mobs, so if you get like a bunch of low life mobs, it's not necessarily going to make you a lot faster, but it may depending on your spec. Depending on your build, some builds are going to do better against the things that can kill things with lots of life very quickly, and other things will do better against the mobs with low life. So it's very much going to depend on your build. There is some potential to be able to like tweak things based on what you see spawning in the rifts. You can go back to town, I believe. You were able to in the PTR. I'm pretty sure you'd still be able to, and change your loadout and skills a bit. Obviously, you lose some time doing that, but it could gain you back more time if you're making a very big efficiency change. But as for actually changing things around into the greater rifts, that is not an option. You have to kind of plan ahead a little bit. But you can certainly have a spec for the lower level greater rifts to be able to get through them quickly and more effectively. Oh, it looks like there are still pylons. Okay, so the pylons are going to make a big difference. I can't equip my Nemesis braces. So I really thought they'd remove the pylons because they're a big RNG factor. I mean, action RPGs are all about RNG, so not everyone might not mind that. I probably should have grabbed that after killing the mobs, so that I could run to the next pack more quickly. Conduit, like getting a conduit pylon though in a high level greater rift is gonna instantly make you clear way faster than anyone else because of the damage there is really insane. Or probably in the higher difficulties, a power pylon would be even more potent. But a power conduit, or maybe even both. Eventually you're going to see the highest ranked people, I think, be the players that are also really good, but also got lucky on the conduit pylons too. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Can't win them all! Alright, we're smashing this one. I think for the purposes of this video, we'll have a gamble on the gems that we get after this one. Should be good fun. Rather than giving you guys like a 4-hour video. You can spend a bit of time in these greater rifts, by the way. If you want a way to like spend a Saturday evening or a Sunday afternoon, get into the rift, get into greater rift and progress through each of those difficulties. See how far you can get. Pretty good extra like longer duration sort of challenge to the game. Overall, it's a great addition. When I first like read basically the outline of what it was going to be, I was like, yes, this is exactly what Diablo needs. It really needed something that compelled you to play harder, to play, something that had a scalable difficulty. Because you can select your difficulty in Diablo, and that kind of, you generally just select whatever's the most efficient for you. And eventually Torment 6 becomes easy when you get really insanely geared. And at that point, I need to be using my pets a bit more. And at that point, the challenge kind of runs out, but this adds the challenge again, because even an amazing, like someone who face rolls Torment 6 is still going to eventually struggle in the Greater Rifts. Greater Rift level 40 something, you're going to start struggling. Alright, these have been pretty easy mob spawns too. Sometimes you'll get really unlucky and you'll get like a bunch of those shielding charges, and the little bulbous dudes that cast shields on their friends as well. I think they're like with the fallen shamans or something now. Oh no, not the fallen shamans, they're the guys from Act 3. Yeah, anything that shields or charges around or stuff like that, some of those guys can take a long time to kill, so they can really slow you down. But all these guys have been pretty easy. For this spec at least. A lot of them are melee too, I'm noticing. Which means it's pretty easy just to have my pets sort of tank. Let's get those kills just there. There's an elite pack, so I'll help out a little bit. Could be... It also, Greater Rifts also compel you to, like, learn your skills better to DPS more effectively, because when you're getting to those harder ones, it's like, it's going to make a difference. Like, if I'm just, just putting my turrets down and then letting them do the work, that's gonna, get me to a certain point, but eventually then I need to start thinking about, alright, so I'm putting my turrets in, I'm always putting my turrets down on time, I'm always spike trapping, I'm always popping my companion on time, and then in the gaps, like, I'm efficiently using my skills to add a little bit of extra DPS as well. If you have excellent skill rotations, or like excellent skill usage, planning and positioning, you're gonna perform a lot better and go a lot further. And that's, as I was saying, exactly what Diablo needs, so that's an awesome addition. Pretty hyped. I think I'm even more hyped about trying this in hardcore ladders or hardcore seasonal, so even if I don't end up getting into this first season, definitely in subsequent seasons there'll be much enjoyment had there. I'm pretty keen to play a hardcore Demon Hunter. I think never really been too into hardcore in Diablo. It's kind of generally, if I play hardcore, I play it in Path of Exile, and I prefer softcore in D3. But if I'm going to play it anywhere in D3, it's going to be in ladders. when there's that sort of added like thing sort of compelling you forwards. There's that strain between pushing hard and fast versus, you know, not trying to get yourself killed, you know, and trying to play a bit safe. You'll play safe, but yeah, kind of maybe if I go a little bit faster on this rift, I'm gonna get some loot and get a little bit of an edge on some other players. So that's cool. That's kind of what I need. Is that a bit more of a competition. I kind of have that in Path of Exile, as like just to further explain, I guess, because of the trading side of things. Even if I'm not really completing on the ladder so much, I feel compelled to beat other players to end game farming so I can find the sickest loots and sell the sickest loots and make loads of currency and buy cool uniques. So that's there, and there'll be kind of some of that compulsion in this, just not in terms of trading, just in terms of that leaderboard challenge. Looks like we're about to smash. Man, we've smashed this one. The timer's at 50% and the boss is there, so I thought we were going to struggle, but pretty easy. Definitely make it a bit further. I'm sure I could probably. At this rate, I feel like the mid-30s would be pretty guaranteed. But yeah, this feels probably maybe a bit lower than T6. Not sure exactly. Maybe if you guys know what the sort of rough equivalents are. There's not going to be an exact equivalent, but what the rough equivalents are for these things. If I'm not careful about those elite affixes, I've been playing lots of hardcore recently on Path of Exile, so I'm doing a decent job of being careful about things like that, but of not dying. Oh man! Oh boy! This one's a little bit sketchy there, and they're moving out of range of my turrets because I'm having to kite. Come on, come back here. Where'd the elite go? Wait, get back here! Get back here! This guy's you're killing my progress, bro. Killing my progress. Had some DPS myself there. Oh no! Give me those things. Give me the baubles. Sometimes it might not be worth going for the baubles and just push harder. Alright, we should back up. Don't have the steady aim effect if I'm in there like that. You can see it on the tooltip when it is in effect and when it's not in effect when I'm moving close like that. You don't have to be very far away, but you need to make sure you're not in melee distance at least. So it looks like as far as like Marauder 6-piece variations go for the Demon Hunter, it looks like Cold's really strong now. They did a pretty big overhaul to Demon Hunter. They were one of the classes they changed a lot, and Cold, like a lot more Cold skills, a bit of move away from poison a little bit, and a lot more accessibility for Cold. And I've seen some pretty potent looking Cold setups. This is a fire setup, although I'm using the Cold turrets. That's just for Cold a week. This is kind of like a frost fire setup. But I've seen some pretty potent Cold setups using like Elemental Arrow, Ice Shot, and obviously using Cold a week in that as well, but using lots of Cold damage scaling. And they look pretty effective for sure. Then there's nice synergy with the turret as well, so with the Sentry as well, with using Polar Station, since that does deal Cold damage. It also means you can go a bit ham on actually DPSing yourself when you're using... crap, I can't remember the name of Legendary. The one that gives you resource back when you attack with Elemental Arrow. Or it makes Elemental Arrow free, man. I can't even remember. It's been too long. But the bow that I've not been able to attain, despite farming for it for ages. But I've been keen to get it, but it's not happened.
My hatred is too low.
Haven't really been gambling on it yet, though. Gambling on weapons is so pricey. Been gambling for the Bombardier's rucksack was the last thing I was gambling for. So I feel like that'd be a pretty big enhancement for the Marauders setup. Oh, here comes the boss.
The Rift Guardian is here.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. We've got Bone Warlock. He's a skeletal summoner. So you'll summon lots of little skelly bros around him as well, it looks like. I need to put one of those turrets on the actual boss so he gets slowed. No. Alright, he's in there. Good. Let's chuck the mines on him as well. It's a bit of extra DPS. It's not really going to draw any mobs to him or anything, but there is that. Alright, I should probably DPS myself. He's putting the wormhole like on my pets. So oh, he teleported. Hello. Down half. Alright, we should just go ham now. We've got the turrets down. They last for ages. They last for how long? 30 seconds. Alright, so we can DPS for a while and then before we need to put another one down. Let's see, I'm keen. Give us some more legendary gems. Maybe we'll get one that we'll want to upgrade. Kind of like the Bane of the Powerful, so we'll upgrade that if we don't get anything else good. So obviously I could keep progressing after this one. What do we get? Oh! 2 legendary... Oh, there we go. 1 legendary gem. 58 blood shards, thank you very much. 2 legendary rings. Legendary gem, a legendary cloak. Now I just want to say about the loot, although it's a bigger loot explosion from these guys, the overall loot you get is not as much as you get from doing normal rift. So if you're just farming for loot, you want to farm normal rifts. Like that's the way to get the most legendaries. It's kind of fun getting a big explosion like this, but it's not as much as you're getting from those normal rifts. But it's still kind of cool. What's this one? What do we got? Broken Promises, which is kind of lame. It was promised to be a good legendary, but the promise was broken. Unity is pretty good. Unity is quite good. I'm using Unity at the moment. How is it compared to my current one? It's got a little bit lower dexterity. The vitality could be re-rolled. The crit chance is a bit lower. It looks like it's a bit worse than mine in general. But I think my Scoundrel's wearing one as well. Is it better than his? Not really. Not really. Looks like a not a real upgrade Unity, but maybe my monk can use it or something. Let's check out the legendary gem. Ooh. Taeguk. Gain 0.5 increased damage for 3 seconds after spending primary resource. This effect stacks up to 20 times. So that gives you a 10% increased damage, and I wonder if that does scale with levels or not. And then on top of that, you also get 0.5% of armor for every stack as well at rank 25. This one just yells monk at me. This one just yells monk. Even the icon looks like something that a monk would use. So I expect to see some pretty cool builds there that stack up those, you know, generate with the normal attacks and then unleash with the spenders. Generate with the normal attacks and keep those stacks going. If you're pretty fast attack speed, you'll keep those stacks going pretty well. I'm going to ID this one, then we'll upgrade Bane of the Powerful. We got Cloak of the Garwolf. Ooh. Not too bad. I do have another Cloak of the Garwolf. Alright, let's talk to Urshi here. Let's upgrade our gem. So, we get to select our gem. It gives you a full list of gems. I don't think you need to have them in your inventory. Also, how cool is these menus, right? Way better than the ones that were in the PTR when I played. Alright, let's upgrade Bane of the Powerful. So we have 100% chance for an upgrade now. Looks like we get 3 upgrades. We're gonna go ham. We're gonna gamble on this. Upgrade successful. Oh yeah. What did it go up to? Has it not? Upgrade chance 200%. Did it? I thought we upgraded it. Oh, it says 31 seconds. Is that how it upgraded? Interesting. Let's have a look now. So now it's rank 2, 32 seconds. So the time, the increased elite damage time is increasing as we rank it up. And it's still 100% upgrade chance. I think this can go down, so this could eventually be 70% chance of an upgrade, etc. You know, it could keep going down, so it's going to get harder and harder, I assume. But there we go. We got up to 33 seconds in rank 3, so you'd need to go all the way up to rank 25 to be able to unlock that secondary. So there is a fair bit of work to be done in like improving and fully unlocking the power of your gems. But even right off the bat, like that's potentially worth using. You know, 25% a 1/5 damage multiplier for 33 seconds. Pretty solid, pretty cool. So, anyway guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the first look at the Greater Rift system in Diablo 3's patch 2.1. It's pretty cool stuff. I think it's a great addition to the game overall. The Greater Rifts are good fun. Had a good chance of playing around with them in the PTR. Looks like the enhancements that have been done since I played them on the PTR are pretty solid, and there's a lot of potential with these legendary gems. So, really big improvement, I think, overall. Anyway guys, that's it for now. I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.